Hello, welcome to Michelle Sews Again. I'm Michelle. It's Saturday, so it's my usual day late Friday sews. Hashtag Friday sews. If you want to hear what I've been working on, what I have coming up, and a little bit about life, then please stay tuned. So I haven't sewn anything this week, so there's nothing to share there, but I did make some more buttons. So when I talked about my buttons last week, I showed you these buttons that are purple. They've got some multicolored broken or crushed glass mixed in, and I love them. But I wondered what it would look like if I used less mica. I wanted the purple to be a little bit more translucent. So I did that Thursday night when I was on my Zoom call with my sew sisters, and I love it. So it's just a little more pale, and I did use the same multicolored crushed glass, and I used my one mold that has 4 of the same size buttons, but they all have a different texture to them. And I love it. I think they came out perfect. And I also used a single mold. It's kind of like a quilted texture, a quilted pattern on it. And it's a similar size to those other ones. And in this one, I put some gold flakes, some metallic gold flakes. And I think they all came out super cute. And who doesn't need more buttons, right? Okay, so that's the only thing I've worked on. Now, let's talk fabric. So in my 2023 goals video, and if you didn't see that, I will link it up here so you can go take a look. I talked about wanting to work through initially 50% of my stash until I figured out how much that would be. And then I reduced my goal to 25% of my fabric stash that I'm starting the year with. I did not put any stipulations that I have to work through that before I can buy more fabric, because that's just, for me, not a realistic goal. So I just wanted to work through 25% of what I started the year with, which 25% of what I started with is 97.5 yards. So what I did was I created this tracker, just did it in Word, and put it on this fun pink legal size paper. I put what my target is at the top, and let's see, I just put fabric tracker, what date I used the fabric, what the fabric was, what did I make with it, how much yardage did I use, what's my running total of how much I've used, and what is left to get to my target. So I did pretty freaking good in January, guys. So like I said, I started with needing to use 97.5 yards. And what I have used so far is 19.75 yards, which leaves me with 77 yards to go. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So that's how much I've used. And now let's talk about what I've added. So, there is I'm gonna have a separate video. I haven't done it yet. I know I'm very behind on the challenges for February. I still want to do that. I think there'll still be time for people to join in. So I'm going to do that this weekend. I'll probably post that tomorrow, but I'll give you a sneak peek. One of the challenges is I always thought his name was pronounced Kathy Facet, but I've heard Adam from Adam Sews pronounce it, and he says Kafe Facet. So there is a challenge on Instagram from Free Spirit Fabrics, who is the company that prints and sells the Kafe Facet fabrics, as well as Tula Pink and some other designers. But if you want to understand the difference between Joann's quilting cottons and quality quilting cottons, then you'll pick up some quilt fabrics from Free Spirit Fabric. They shouldn't even be called quilt fabrics because they're garment quality fabrics. Anyway, so the challenge is called Color Me Facet or something like that. Color Me Kafe. I can't remember. I'll put it underneath here. But that challenge actually started I believe in January, but it runs through the middle of June. So you've got time to jump on the bandwagon. But basically what you have to do, there's a few different categories. I'll go into more detail on this in the challenge video. But one of the categories is to make a garment, but you have to use at least 3 of his fabrics from one of his collections. And actually, I don't even think all 3 have to be from the same collection. So I love his fabrics. I love his prints. I think they're my style. They're bright and vibrant and bold. And so I bought a piece of fabric and I bought a jelly roll. And I've already unwound the jelly roll, so that won't be a lot of fun to see. But here is the main fabric that I'm gonna use. Is this not gorgeous? Gorgeous. And I bought 2 yards of this. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. And those flowers, I mean, seriously. And then I bought a jelly roll. It's all undone, so apologies. And at first I thought that I was gonna do the Kenny woven top from Style Arc, but I started thinking about that and I felt like that would be too little girly looking. So what I've landed on is I'm gonna do the Style Arc Martha, which is a button-up shirt, but the back has this added panel. It's like a box pleat panel that kind of flows out. And so what I think I'm going to end up doing is obviously use the main fabric for most of the shirt. I'm going to use one of these for the collar and the placket, and then I'm going to piece together as many of these as I need to do that inset in the back. And because it has that box pleat in the middle, when it fans out, it's going to go like this instead of just straight up and down. I think that is going to look phenomenal. So I'm super excited about that. So I got 2 yards of that, so I need to add these to my Trello account so that I can keep track. But like I said, this isn't got anything to do with my goals for the year. The other thing that I've purchased is I have been really drooling over Julia, let's see, what's her name? Yeah. Over Julia Allison Cost fabric on Instagram. Ruthie from So Many Flowers uses her fabric a lot, and Ruthie makes the most gorgeous garments. And I just have been drooling, but it's expensive. And I just knew that it had to be high quality, but it's just so stunning. So I decided to just treat myself because I felt like it. So this is how it came packaged. And I bought, I ended up, so she's got basically all of her fabrics, I believe, start out as actual paintings, and then she converts them to fabric prints. So she sells fabric by the yard, but she also has some prints that are just panels. And what I ended up getting was 2 panels. Okay, so here we go. Oh my gosh. All right. So here's the first one. Let's see, what does this look like? Oh my gosh. It's a giant peony. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show this. Nope, nope, nope. Oh my gosh. Hercules, stop. Hercules approves. And then the other one is also a peony, I believe. Hey, buddy. Hi. So I am not sure what I'm going to use those 2 panels for. So I'm excited to figure it out, but I've got time. So that's all the fabric that I've purchased. So I was in my new town checking on the house. I'll share that update at the end. But in my Thursday night Zoom call with my sew sisters. I happened to mention that I was going to be going there. And Jen said, well, my daughter and I are going to be outside working on a table, so why don't you just stop by? So after I checked out the house, I went and stopped by Jen's house and we hung out for a little while, and we ended up going into her sewing room, and she's been wanting to kind of de-stash some fabric, so I'm sure she'll tell you all about that. But I ended up with some of her fabrics. So I didn't take anything that I wouldn't use and that I wouldn't have looked at twice if I was shopping in a store. So I don't want to add stuff to my stash that I don't absolutely love or that doesn't bring my heart joy, and all of these fabrics do that. So I'm just going to go over them real quick. So this first one is, I think it's a French terry. It's this gorgeous like neon-y coral color, which is, I am into it. I don't know what I'm going to do with any of these, but I know that they will go perfectly in my stash. Let's save that one for last. Then I've got this burnout knit. I love the color of this. It's a little bit thin, but I don't mind that for a t-shirt, especially if I'm just going to wear it around the house. But I love the color. I think it's a good color, and who knows, maybe it will work out and it'll be something I can wear out of the house. But isn't that fun? Look at that color. Beautiful. This fabric is, I love it because I don't know why, I feel like it looks like a Japanese print. And these aren't normally colors I would gravitate to, but I think they're gorgeous. It's got this peachy pink color. I love reds. I love navy. It's on this ivory background. And I would have stopped and looked at this, even though it's not colors I normally would have gravitated to. The print would have drawn me in. So I think that's really pretty. This is a crepe, or yeah, I think this is a crepe fabric, and I just love the bold greens and blues in this, and I like the tropical print. So I think this could make, oh yeah, if there's enough fabric, this could make a good Betty Woven Tunic, which I'll talk about soon too, because that's my new favorite woven t-shirt pattern. This fabric is not for me. I wouldn't have necessarily picked this one up, but I do love the colors, but I think this is gonna look really good on my husband. These are definitely colors that he would wear and that would look good on him. And it's a double-sided fabric, which I love. So the inside is a plaid. So a different style of plaid, I should say. So I think I'm going to use this to make a shirt for my husband. This is a really cool fabric. I am pretty sure that this is a woven. We were debating whether it was a knit or a woven, but I'm pretty certain it's a woven. And it's got this great texture on it, and I'm gonna dye it. I don't know what I'm gonna make, but I think this will look really great dyed. This is another fabric that I love the texture. I love the embroidery. There's not a lot of it, but I think it could be really cool in maybe like the yoke on the back of a shirt or something. But again, I will probably dye it because it's a, you know, it's a basic neutral that I probably wouldn't gravitate to, but I do love the embroidery on it. And I'm really curious how the fabric and the embroidery will dye. So we'll see about that. And then this last one is a gauze. I love gauze, and this is a gorgeous emerald green color. So yeah, I think I can make something really cute with this. So I'm excited. I am not really looking to increase my fabric stash, but if I see things that get me excited, then I'm gonna pick them up. So, oh, I left off the pièce de résistance. So this is, I forgot what she told me it was, a Turkish towel, I think. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is totally me. Look at these colors, and then look at the fun fringe at the bottom. No idea what I'll do with this, but I'm pretty sure there's enough for me to do some kind of a top with this. I absolutely love, love, love these colors. Love them. So I'm excited about that one. Okay, so I have two pattern reviews that are gonna be coming up for you soon. One is this Betty Woven Tunic. I'm pretty sure I shared that I made this already on a Friday Sews, but I need to do a pattern review. And I used this rayon that I got from Morax Fabrics, and I'll talk more about that in the pattern review video. And the other pattern review that I have coming up for you at some point in the near future is the Love Notions boyfriend cardigan, which I had made in that mixed animal print sweater knit that I actually really like. So that's it for the sewing world. Jen does have a question every week that she asks us to talk about. I forget it most of the time. This week's question is, are you going to make anything, since Valentine's Day is next week, are you going to make anything for your loved ones for your Valentine? I am not. I mean, I do have plans to make my husband a couple of shirts, but they're not going to be for Valentine's Day. We don't really do a whole lot for Valentine's Day. I don't know. It's not a big deal to either of us. When I was working, he used to send flowers to the office. I haven't, when I was working, I'm still working. When I was working in the office, he used to send flowers to the office. But since I've been working from home, I think I actually did get flowers last year. Maybe I will. Anyway, so we don't do a whole lot. So no, I'm not making anything. Are you? I'd love to hear. Let me know. And now for life update. So I went and checked out the house today. The drywall is up, and I don't know what they call it, the mud stuff, the mud paint that seals the drywall seams together, that's all up in every room in the house, and the ceilings. So the house is starting to look like a house. It's really exciting. And the screened in lanai went in this week, and so the pool area is covered with the screened lanai. So every week there seems to be more progress, so fingers crossed that sometime in April we'll be moving into our new house. I'm really excited, and I'm starting to think, you know, about decorating and paint and all this other fun stuff that I want to do. Get this one. All right, so I had a really interesting question last week about my hair color and whether or not I was going to change my color palette, my clothing color palette, because I've changed my hair color. The answer is no, and there's two reasons. One, as I mentioned when I did the color analysis video, if you haven't seen that, I'll link it up here. Go and check out my experience getting my colors done. But I love the colors that I love, and I would have worn them if the analysis had told me that those were bad colors for me. I still would have worn them. So for that reason, I wouldn't change my color palette. But reason number two is that within my color analysis, based on my season type, this is actually a good color for my sunlit spring color palette. So it's a coppery red, and it's supposed to be one of the colors that is flattering for my skin tone. So even if I was committed to following the color palette from my color analysis, then I wouldn't have to change anything. So I just wanted to share that in case anybody else had that same question. And then, okay, so Sarah from Naughty Gnome Craft, she's one of my lovely friends here in the YouTube world, and I've actually got to meet her in person, which was a lot of fun. But she's recently done a video, which I will link up here and in the description box. She's also had her colors done recently, but she went with a woman who has experienced color typing women of color. And so she has that experience, but the woman that she went with also does body typing analysis. I have really been curious about that for quite some time. I first heard about Kibbe body typing, and I'll do some links in the description box if you're curious about it. But basically, it's a departure from the old-fashioned apple, hourglass, triangle kind of body typing. And it takes into consideration your bone structure and how your flesh lays on your bone structure. And it sounds like from what Sarah's shared that the analysis is pretty in-depth in helping you discover what clothing shapes are more flattering to you. And that doesn't mean, so what I found interesting was that Sarah was spot on in that old-fashioned body typing analysis is always recommending ways that you can offset your body shape to get to an hourglass shape, as if that is the perfect ideal shape. This body typing is telling you what you should wear that enhances the features that you have, and it's not trying to force you into an hourglass shape. I really like that idea because everything that I've always read is like you should balance your proportions out. Well, I'm top heavy, and in order to balance that means that I would need to wear fuller things on the bottom. And to me, because I'm short, that whole concept has never resonated with me, because I feel like when I wear fuller things at the bottom, even if I wear something more fitted at the top, which I'm not comfortable in, I just feel like I look heavy from head to toe. And so that whole concept has never really resonated with me. So I am really curious about what my body type is. So I have done the online Kibbe questionnaire. I'm never sure how to answer some of these questions, because I think that because I have extra weight, that understanding what my bone structure actually looks like is really difficult. And this whole body typing is based more on your bone structure than your silhouette. And I have a hard time getting past the silhouette to understand the bone structure. So I am really curious about how this body typing analysis is going to come back. I did go to the website. I will link it below. Her name is Miriam Style. She also has a YouTube channel. And so I ordered the body typing analysis. I didn't obviously do the color analysis because I've already done that. It is $100 for the body type analysis, and it takes a week. So when I ordered it yesterday, the website said it would be ready on February 18th, which is next Saturday. So a week and a day. And you have to send her like 20 to 30 photographs of yourself, preferably full body, over time, and not all the same type of picture. So not all mirror selfies. You know, she wants to get you from different angles, and I don't know that I had a lot of different angles because nobody's taking pictures of me from the back, and most of my pictures are pictures that I've taken for Instagram. Hopefully the ones that I sent her will allow her to do what she needs to do, but I did send her pictures in a lot of different types of garments. So I had some more form-fitting ones. I had stuff that I wear normally. So I did a wide variety of photographs. So we will see how that comes out, and I'm really curious to noodle over what she is going to recommend, because I really enjoyed Sarah's video and what the recommendations were for her body type. So yeah, I hope that you are also intrigued about that, and I can't wait to share my results with you. So that's it, guys. That's all I got. Wherever you are, I hope the weather's amazing. I hope you're able to get some sewing in, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.